All right, everybody, let's see if this reading is for you. You're going to pinch your fingers together and ask yourself if this reading has something you need to hear. If the answer is yes, you're going to pull and they won't come apart. If the answer is no, you're going to pull and your fingers will come apart. So we're asking today, what is standing in the way of my happiness today? Basically, what is getting in the way of my ability to just feel happy? And this is Lenormand House's reading. So, as I look at this, the first thing I notice is Mountain in the House of Lady. Lady is kind of the significator card that I pick for all of you, regardless of whether you're male, female, or otherwise. So what this is telling me is that you are ultimately the obstacle to your happiness right now. So it's not as simple as just people are doing things to you. It's how you're responding to them internally. All right. As I look, though, at the things that you are responding to, it seems like there are some money issues that are maybe concerning you, and possibly some work issues. So for money issues here, I'm seeing ship in the house of tree. I'm seeing stork in the house of ship. I'm seeing fish in the house of stork. So it seems like there's some kind of transition that has you worried right now. Okay, so as far as like kind of the money that's coming in, there's some sort of transition with snake in the house of child. Your ability to just kind of trust that people are coming from the right place and are good-natured is impaired. And with bear in the house of clouds, I'm thinking that there is some sort of authority figure that you are troubled over, okay? And this is something that is actually impacting your commitment. This is sun in the house of ring down here. And so that is impacting your commitment and your ability to feel good in that commitment. With fish in the house of stork, that's again, the idea of your cash flow being in transition. And this all kind of comes down to birds in the house of coffin. So there's just kind of a stress that you're feeling over an ending. So I would say bear in the house of clouds and birds in the house of coffin make me think that you're maybe a little concerned about your job situation. And then these three cards right here make me think that you're worried about money. Also with house in the house of mice, it makes me think that you're kind of thinking about how you are going to keep those sources of stability, your actual home, in your life. So I think what's happening here is that there are some things that are just kind of, unstable right now about your future finances. And I think these are things you already kind of know about. All right? Now, what should you do about it? Let's use our tarot. So we're going to go here. So that's Emperor reversed, Four of Swords, and Eight of Cups. Okay, what this is saying is you have to let go of your need to be in control, all right? Yes, you are the emperor of your world, but you don't gain control by rigidly insisting that everything be a certain way. Okay? Instead, you have to actually rest within all of this. So let me tell you a story. There was once a spiritual student whose teacher basically sat him in a chair, tied him up, and walked away. And the student spent like an hour screaming and struggling and yelling and trying to get out of the chair. Eventually the teacher comes back and the teacher says, what are you doing? And he's like, well, you left me here. And he says, well, if you would have just calmed down, if you would have just gone into the meditative state that I taught you, which is the Four of Swords here, you would have had your wits about you. You would have noticed that actually, the bonds are really not that tight, and you could have slipped them right underneath this arm here. If you didn't see that, you would have noticed that just to your left, there's a knife that you could have used to cut yourself out. When you are stressing about everything, you lose your ability to see all the resources around you. Okay? So you have to actually be okay with walking away. This has to be okay. If this isn't okay, then you're going to be hard focused on everything you think you're losing, and you're not going to see all the doors that open up to you, all of the next steps that are in place for you. You need to get your trust back. All right? You need to actually just trust in the process of life. Do your best where you are, but let it sit on the open palm of your hand. Okay, like a little bird, it can fly on, it can be there, it can pay you, it can do all of its things, and if it needs to fly away, that's okay. Another little bird will fly on. If you're so busy grasping it, you actually lose the ability to use your hand. All the blood leaves your hand, and you just end up with a bunch of cramps, which is what all of this is. So I'm sorry, I know that it's hard, but you need to let go of control. You need to enter into a state of meditative trust, and you need to be willing to walk away if you have to walk away. It's okay. It's okay, because you'll have your wits about you, and you can step into the next thing. And even if the next thing isn't exactly what you want, it's going to be a bridge to what you want. If you keep yourself open, those doors are always revealing themselves to you. Okay, everybody, that's my reading for you today. If you'd ever like a reading of your own, come find me on hiddenpathways.com. Otherwise, I will see you in another video.